And we're live. One, two. Fair enough.
Good evening, Mr. Petrescu. What are you doing here?
I could ask you the exact same question, Mr. Doctor. Now leave me alone.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is a...
What do you plan to do now that Nurse Crane is gone?
I'm not sure. Strange men came to see me after Dorothea's death, with strange weapons and very odd stories.
What kind of stories?
Stories all Romanian children know. It was as if I was home again. Vampires, Mr. Doctor. Vampires.
You believe them? Aren't you too old to hold a weapon or listen to scary stories?
Yes, I am old and alone and will die soon, but if these stories are true, maybe I have found myself another cause.
That's unfortunate. I like you.
Are you living on the streets, Mr. Petrescu?
And why not? Those who believe they'll be safe behind walls are blind.
What about your house?
My house is always open to any poor soul needing a roof. All my work here is lost now that Dorothea is gone, thanks to you.
Why are you so aggressive?
I remember the night you came here and convinced me to open my door to you, sir. I'd like to punch you right on your chops.
Well, apparently I made the wrong choice. Got it.
I heard what happened to Nurse Crane. How do you feel, Mr. Petrescu?
Everything was going well until you arrived. Dorothea helped people and will be sorely missed.
I regret it too. I wish she'd continued working at the Pembroke Hospital. She was a good nurse.
So you put an end to the operation. Did you put an end to Dorothea as well?
You seem to have a lot on your chest, sir. What's wrong?
I heard you are a famous surgeon. Tell me, what did you do to Dorothea? She was so bright, so clever. Then you made her an empty shell.
I didn't use drugs or medical trickery, Mr. Petrescu. All I did was talk to Nurse Crane. I promise you.
But what happened to her then? After you left, she she did not even recognize me. Then she got careless and sick, and I had to flee.
Oh?
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
All things considered.
As long as you have the money.
Tough. So Mr. Petrescu is absolutely pissed at me. The gentleman who was guarding the door when I first got. Okay, looking. Oh no. This one. The one who was the door for the nurse. But apparently she turned into basically an empty husk. Not surprised with. Apparently brainwashed. Oh. 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 What the ever-loving tit? Oh. Oh, I can't bash her. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Oh, I almost won that. You. Hey, got to the point. But now that I know what to expect with her. Well, she was looking after people who had fever. This poor gentleman.
Good evening, Mr. Petrescu.
Surely you have someone else to bother, Mr. Doctor.
I mean, it's unfortunate. I actually liked this.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you benefit.
I mean, it was the right thing to do. Just unfortunate that a pillar fell. Excuse me, sir. Oh, sure, this one. If I I'm surprisingly okay with this. That was interesting. Oh, I'm going to have to be mindful of plague bearers in the future. And for headache.
It's locked, all right.
Full voucher. Okay. That's gently unfortunate. Oh, well. Oops. Pardon me, sir. I need to refresh myself. There. I feel much better about this now. That should keep scabs from. More than what I. Oh. Yes. Oh, right. The other thing. Apparently, vampire hunters came through his house. A little bit everyone from what I
It's
found.
locked.
That is vastly unfortunate. It was worth a good chunk of experience. Holy shit. That was what, almost 1,000 experience? I hide out and see if I don't have. Ah, it was wanted. That's for that. What I'm going for. I'm going to my hideout right
No, please, I don't have your money. Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of
now. A
mind.
couple of. And loading straight. Yes, no, I quite like the shadow one. Change it for something else. Ah, parts for that. Hard for that. Oh, okay. Let's fix it. There we go. Right, I want to do that. I go see if I can find more parts.
All your problems. As long as you have them. Good evening.
Nothing for you.
I'd like to see what...
Thank you.
Fancy bar.
You never... Right then.
Fancy buying.
You never... Right then.
Going now. Great, is there anything I can speak before I forget again?
Fancy buying something.
You never... What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
But despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Fair enough.
Bye for now, Mr. Lewis.
I know it's hard to believe, but this district is quite...
Would you like me to revive you?
Good evening, Christina.
Shake.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Fair enough.
Goodbye, miss. Hello again, miss. I know you want... Very well.
Who has a headache over migraine? Get treated. Migraine. I believe I have 8 cures. Just a Bill Peterson. And Paul. Clayton.
Pay me a glass and I'll be dead. Pay me a bottle.
You again? What do you want this time?
Can I offer you my medical expertise, Mr. Peterson?
Keep your medicines for others.
There is a thin line between pride and stupidity, sir. Please take this medication. You'll feel better.
All right. I'll take it then. It's not like I don't appreciate the gesture.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
No, please, I don't have any money.
Recovering. Can't remember where you are. Oh, I know where you are. Or at least last run. Eve. Blasted.
You look so pale, my lord.
I think it was. Ooh.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
Oh, I thought I had the treat migraine. Well,
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
for sake of practice.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now,
Oh, oh, for headache, not migraine. Well, shit. I... Oh no, I can't. That's right. I need mesmerize ability. Try that one then. Well, that isn't too far away. Main road goes. Left and that's saying above me. Terminator.
Sir, no civilians allowed.
Or a flamethrower or shotgun. Oh, that's extermination gas. Excuse me? Okay, so I'm not going to bother with you for a month. very quickly lose interest in me. There. That's a new group I didn't want to have to deal with. Plague Bear. For a bit away. Fancy. Maybe weapon 1 box. 5 level. 20 stamina, 6 damage. Ooh! 75 damage up. Go into here. 80 damage. Much better. Blood. And or stun damage. Well, shit. Might go with a stun axe. Like axe.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost.
There's no easy way to say it, so I'm going to be blunt. We can't keep on like this. At least I can't keep on. If Joe ever finds out about us, about his wife and his best friend, we'll crush him, and then he will kill you. We had some good time together, but let's face it, I'm never going to be your Jane Lewis. You know it, I know it too, so I'm ending this right here, right now. If you agree with my decision, I'm sure we'll find a way to be happy again. You, Joe, and me in time. And then the most important part of our story will be preserved. Until that day, I wish you'd forgive me. Goodbye for now, Jane Peterson. Well, that's interesting.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife. Addressed to Baron Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
That didn't work the way I wanted it to. Well, this is a fancy little back alley I wouldn't have found otherwise. Well, that answers that question. Probably something over here. Bunch of bullets, yay, I like bullets. Owls over here. Was, but they worry too much about their asses right now. Oh, Lord. England. Oh, and Peterson. Sorry, Lewis and Peterson. Now, if I give it to Joe, he'll probably end up killing Lewis. If I give it to Barrett, oh Lord. If I give it to Joe, there's a good chance he'll beat the ever-living tits off of Barrett. The Barrett, or Plague.
Never have taken up my father's business. Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you?
This might make.
I found this box in an abandoned building nearby. I believe it belongs to you.
Let's have a look. Yeah, this is mine. So, you faced those loons that roam around there. Extraordinary.
I suppose I was lucky.
Luck is a commodity round here. Yours should be properly rewarded.
About this package, it's not just tools and trinkets, is it?
I want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture, but it's none of your business.
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I love. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it.
and he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Goodbye for now.
You again?
Yeah, no, that'll probably leave that. Well,
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
it's effectively the right thing to do. One shouldn't disrespect the dead, especially against their wishes. Migraine. These are migraine, not hit. We'll have some sort of affliction, but we don't know what it is. He is now very dead, and I have to wait for the funeral most likely.
Joe, please, I don't have your money. Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Thank you. Oh, it's way the fuck in there. Shit. So I can get there more easily. I go through. Go about face, take the name down for
You pay one way or another. Please, Joe. How long have we known each other?
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
So as long as I don't get let it go much past serious, this area should be okay. That's a lot of skull. They're not very high level, however, it's 5 of them against 3 prison. Else needed common handle target. Good. Tiny. Didn't. Yes, no, this is my stun weapon, so I'm never going to go with blood absorption. Any more pain in my ass to get. Handling. Good trigger. Mostly as an extra stun weapon.
Kill it, boy!
Oi, shit. I'd like to get out of this corner, please, game. Thank you. I'd like to get out of this corner, please, game. I mean, I didn't really get anything off of them. That makes me a little bit sad. That was a mini-boss. I found my first mini-boss. I got jumped by two asshats as I came down the stairs here. This bastard. A gunner.
Okay. You people, I will contact you.
I think I'm still good on. Oh, I can upgrade that now. I need common handle pieces. No, I needed good handle pieces for that. Always better handling for an axe. Need 3 good handle pieces for you. So I need a total of 6 for you. Who's truncheon? 15 stun versus. That's at purple. At purple, this one does 30. 6. This one isn't too bad for it. Oh, I'm actually out of aluminum powder. Well, shit.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really. I think I caught something in this bloody hospital. I swear I'm dead, yet smiling inside, Dr. Reed.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
Goodbye for now. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. But thanks anyway.
I'd like to...
Wise choice, Doctor.
Yeah, that's still not a massive amount. had I known I could sell that thing. 100 of you, so I can sell. Don't.
Good evening, Nurse Brent.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical assistance, Nurse?
I will be fine as soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse.
Building.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Well, then take the time to do so, you asshat.
Even I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
Fair enough.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
He has fatigue. You're good.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
I mean, I'll give that to you.
You're not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Come on, around the bed, jackass.
Falling apart. Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No, I don't feel well, actually.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
So many hints for you.
I've read your son's medical report, Beatrice. It's not the flu or anything life-threatening. What has you so worried?
He was at death's door when he was brought here. I just want him to be better as soon as possible.
He's not out of the woods yet, you know. He might need to stay here longer than expected.
Take care of him then, Dr. Reed. People here only seem to focus on contagious patients. I worry my poor Mortimer will be neglected.
Well, if we're focusing on contagious patients,
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswin.
he won't get infected then with any luck.
Good evening, Mr. I'm okay.
Still don't want to talk to me about you.
Your medical report says you're not affected by the Spanish flu. What do you think of that, Mortimer?
Does it make me happy? Not in the slightest. If it was up to me, I would have left this place long ago. I know I don't belong here.
And why do you think you don't belong here?
I know the staff have more important things to do than look after me. There's plenty of patients here who need their attention.
Fair enough. However, just because you feel your case is important doesn't make it any less important.
Don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Doctor.
Slap you with. Closer!
Dr. Reed, such a pleasure to see you again. Do you need medical attention? Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company, even if the quiet can be appreciated. Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease, and that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reed. Please show, of course.
Nothing like.
It never ceases to amaze me how you, the dead, seem peaceful and lost at the same time.
Corridor. Covering. Headache. Oswald Thatcher. I need to track you down. Any luck? I remember where.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Birmingham, 27th of October. Hello, sis. How are things in the big city? Here in Brum, things are not so good. It seems the flu is here again, and we have many new cases of infection in the neighborhood. You remember Miss Scheller, the old drinking hag from the third floor? She passed away 2 days ago, and her flat is already occupied again. Geez, you would have to pay me a huge amount of money to sleep in a bed in which an old woman died of the flu just a few hours ago. Sorry, I didn't take time to quickly answer your last letter. Between taking care of little Paul, Mom, Dad, and my job at the factory, I rarely find time to write to my favorite sister. By the time my son says hello to his Auntie Pippa, you should see the little bugger already driving me mad. And Mum says you bring back some of those marvelous cakes next time you come visit back home. In your last letter, you told me you thought about quitting your job at Pembroke. I have to tell you, Pip, you better think twice. There are always jobs at the factory, but the wages are shit, and it's boring as a day without a shag. Oh, I have a new fiancé, and no, I'm no slut. You moral bitch, you. So if you really want to quit and do something more useful than just counting the dead every morning, maybe you better stay in London and join that band you were telling me about. The Guard or Priven, something like that. Never heard of them, but if they're, like you say, some sort of civil militia trying to make a difference, then maybe it's a good choice for you. Just be sure to let the others go in front. That's how my poor Billy got killed in France. But by leading too many patrols. Bloody war. Anyway, come back soon as you can, and give me all the good news before that. I am your affectionate sister, Lucy, Paul, Mom, and Dad. Rakesh, I enjoy your idle chatter to the dead.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Still don't like her. Find the other guy. I need to find the guy who's in the cemetery on the other side of town in that direction. I missed entirely what that was. Hey, jackass! I need you! Before that gets any worse.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better?
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
Well then here, shove this down your face.
But let me assure you, I'm not like other doctors you may have consulted.
It is true. You risked your life to save me, after all. It would be impolite to refuse your counsel.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
You're just being hit.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital. I can't stand being closed in. It makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Interesting.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then if you're so interested in my case.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
Fair enough.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, days like months. The terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive, just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
Interesting.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Fair enough. I have one more hint with.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
Ooh, little bits behind me. Like.
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we're in the same boat to France. Stuck together ever since.
I fought in France too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, with fingers, lips. Couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. Surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see. Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
The best irony is that he ran into a sewer.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
If people find out. Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, never thought I'd love a man.
Enjoy your love. And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let anyone tell you who you should love or how you should love.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. But it ain't that easy. It's also new to me.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Ah, it's a little bit of wisdom right there for anyone.
Good evening.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Newton is conflicted about his feelings towards you. Would you like to talk about it, Oswald?
It makes me sad and angry. Feels like the beautiful thing we have is somehow tainted. It hurts to see him so lost.
His love for you is genuine. I'm certain he wasn't lying to me when he expressed his feelings for you.
Newton still has to accept it, knowing he'll be seen as a queer, a fairy, less than a man in those simple-minded bigots' eyes. Though he's more of a man than they'll ever be, so fuck them all.
Fair enough.
Goodbye, Mr.
What am I looking for? I want to... Well, other side of the hospital. Path down across the hood. Hey, buddy. Just chilling, I see. we have here? Rookies.
Safer places to be than here. Over there! There's one of them vermin. See them
Your big friend is a massive asshole. Much better. You're an asshole too.
Turn around, sir.
I mean, I deserve that. I ate both of your friends. I'm pretty sure he wasn't friends with at least. That's a new combo. You mean now he can pretend he killed me? Died valiantly. Puzzles. I guess it's one of the blind. Oh, he's trapped over there. Oh, that was closer than I... Oh. And now you die. Shiny, shiny bush. The skeleton here.
Somebody help! Somebody help! What do you want? Somebody help! What do you want? Somebody help!
Yeah, I could always just... Oh!
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Shaoshun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
You're in the cemetery!
Shouldn't you go back?
Oh good, you're healthy. Just stupid. I have issues with you very suddenly.
It's locked, all right. Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies? This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker.
One more body.
Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail.
This wasn't here before. Samuel.
As I feared. Samuel no longer preaches the desert.
Missed it. That was a little more abrupt than I was expecting. 12th of October. Father Whitaker is so righteous, so full of compassion and love for the suffering one. His words are all the city needs. Tonight I gave him all I have, my strength, my faith, my wealth, and if that is not enough, I know where to find more. The 17th. Father Whitaker and I went to an abandoned house near St. Mary's Church. It was an awful and smelly place. Rats were disputing the rooms to the last remaining residents of the decrepit flats. Most of them are sick, awful, and odors. On the last floor, Father Whitaker found an old man lying on a dirty mattress, coughing and spitting blood in a wooden bowl. Father Whitaker knelt before him and prayed a long time. The man seemed to feel better. We both helped him find the light. I cried then, and I cry now as I write these lines, for I've never seen a soul so relieved to be finally redeemed. Father Whitaker is a saint. It is not presumptuous nor a simple expression of pride. I wish to be able to save as many souls as he does, for it is a real privilege to witness such miracles. Oh dear. I can start up the next one. 19th of October. Tonight we both went to the whorehouse bordering the canal. I must admit I was afraid to cross the path of Jezebels, but the buildings were abandoned for a long time. Wars and infections go together, explained Father Whitaker, but their customers quickly get scared when there's mention of disease. In the last brothel, we found two sick women sleeping together in a sinful attendance under dirty blankets. The odor was awful. Once more, the smell of Satan and the disease, explained Father Whitaker. There we go. before kneeling and praying to those two lost souls. The women were so frail and sick they were not able to move when I threw the petrol on the blankets. Their souls are now cleansed and purified. Trial by fire! Go, jackass. Father Whitaker is a saint. I won't let anyone mock the holy man he is. He shall receive more help and support, but all true prophets, he is alone. He needs more from his followers. He needs love. The proof of love. Or I shall go back to the cemetery and unearth more wealth for him. The dead have no need for terrestrial goods, but we need to eat, Father Whitaker and I. 27. Tonight, for the first time, it was my turn to lead the round. I chose to return to where we went 10 days ago to see if any more souls needed to be freed. Father Whitaker approved my choice, since a good man's work is never finished, and Satan never sleeps here. He also said, if I keep showing so much zeal, he may soon give me important missions and tasks. I can't wait. 3 more souls have been cleansed from any corruption. Tonight, if it's not presumptuous nor sinful expression of pride, I dare say we are on the path up to the great. Oh, you're just a bit of an ass. But you're strange and unusual, and I enjoy you. I agree. What I can do. Not a item. Wait. I mean, I thought that was going to be more trouble than it was worth. Apparently, I was gently wrong. Probably another hideout in. Oh! Oh! Fuck you! You've already had enough of your shit and you're dead. Let's... It's a fucking pamphlet! Oh, Lord. If you ever face a vampire, never forget that they fear holy symbols, as long as you have the faith. A cross, a Star of David, and olive branch even can prove useful to repel these creatures from the pit. But you will not harm them for good. If you really want to hurt them, the only one solution exists. Forget about wooden stakes, silver bullets, and find yourself the strongest weapon against vampires. Orchelium. Do you think it's a coincidence that Orchelium was common in Athens according to legend and ancient writing? Athens was infested with vampires, and the place is now known as the Santorini Island. I'll personally pay £10,000 to the man who can provide me some real orichalcum. Clarence Crossley. For information, please contact me directly. That is an alchemical object, if I remember correctly. I'm probably very, very wrong. However, I believe it is one of the major items in making not a philosopher's stone, but oh, I think it's called the lead rock, which is what you look for when you're making gold. That's going to land me in that courtyard. Well, let's finish checking out. Half cage. I have a feeling there's going to be a fight in there at some point. This like to go around the whole place. I want to go over there before I do much else. Directly behind me almost. Okay, so that was that. Oh, hang right. I have flowers now. Southward. I haven't been to West End yet, now I think about it, and that's probably going to be a miserable place for me. Could do that first, should do that first, then go down. And pretty much cut straight through the area here. Right down to the docks.
and trickery.
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son.
Friar Whitaker.
Are you...
Believe me, there's something in your brain that's fried.
I have found Samuel, your disciple. I am afraid I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations. He would have rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept his money.
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No! No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself. The proliferating sick.
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
If that's true, then he will be my burden to bear during this endless night.
I mean, I'm preaching all high and mighty about robbing graves and taking shit off dead bodies, so...
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the dying.
A laughing queen dressed in blood. Tell me more.
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Oh, you're waxing poetic.
Why did
I said...
You sent...
That one doesn't exist yet. Straight south from... Great.
The wars of men should not be your main concern.
So sorry.
If you fail
Gate. Oh, Coven. Like Coven.
I cannot enter.
And there's no immediate. I'm gonna have to take.
I can't
Sorry.
believe I'm doing this.
I didn't. This. Just follow it around and straight.
I won't end up another drug arsehole littering the streets.
Um. Uh. Need to talk to her. I need to upload. We need to hang a left here.
Last warning, sir.
You can last warning me all you want. Hey Morty, fucking out of here.
Look at it. Vicious bugger.
Excuse me, pardon me, come through.
Look at me. Talk to us. I'll send you back in a fucking grave.
Oh, screw you. Right, I should go check the other guy, make sure he had nothing. Okay. That's gone now. Oh, off what I want to go straight down here. Yeah, straight down there. Sorry about that. Game wouldn't let me hop up, however, without killing you first. He says as I drain his third friend. Down here and around? I think it was down here and around. Have some flowers. Do I need to talk to?
May all who suffered from this tragedy find or rest in peace.
So, the flowers were within spitting distance of me the entire time. The fuck. Go talk to the drunk again. Got it. I can do that. I want to go over there first. Oh, it's not around the corner. I have no idea where I'm going right now. Apparently I missed a small cache somewhere.
It's locked.
That's unfortunate. Lives in slander. Actually, can't get up through the thing. That's a and to find the drunk.
Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What? Oh, you're that doctor.
I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened, just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Well, thank you, Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard. Why did he park there?
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
Oh.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change. To change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believe that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
Fair enough.
I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
That bomb also killed you that day, don't you see? You just die a slower death, drink by drink.
I know. Maybe I deserve judgment. Until that day, I'll just be Dyson the drunk, not Dyson the murderer.
Fair enough.
I want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No, I don't. I don't want to remember it.
Why use a bomb? What were you trying to destroy?
The Dawson and Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol of violence against the people. My group wanted to destroy it to send a message.
The victims. They were not the target then.
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist. So make no mistake, I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
Fair enough.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
That's all the questions found. She has an unknown ailment. That one. I need to rest for her, and I need to be able to talk myself into your door.
Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What?
I need one more level of memorize.
Goodbye,
Or mesmerize.
Mr. Delaney.
It's a leech! Kill it! It ain't human! Kill it!
Good evening, Miss Howard. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howard.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind.
Well, that was amusing.
I'll leave you.
So I got a blood sample out of that out of pure circumstantial irony. I'm done with the docs, except for Gillingham.
would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
There's no good answer to this.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
No need to apologize, my lady. I know exactly what you endure.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you.
We're the diplomat protecting the hospital.
Royalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Very good. But I believe there is more to this than you.
A lady has to have some secrets.
And who betrayed this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then.
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a skull?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form, but there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters, prepared and well trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide, but you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel, to let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
That is more true than it should be.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush! Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Fair enough.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
So before I go any further in the tree, what I've gathered is the progeny. Sorry, my maker was an elder vampire, which means there's a good chance that he took a fair amount of damage from Priwen, who's been amassing strength recently. And he happened upon me by effectively accident. Effectively drained me, changed me to try to force the Priwen in a different direction, then left.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
Oh. It could be that I fought back.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No, you are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires.
Tortoises!
Vampires are not Ekon.
Toads.
We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Yes, quickly, after 3 days. Oh. Actually, can I buy anything more from Area?
Good evening, Milt.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Milt. Good evening, Milt. I'd like to see your goods.
Why?
Don't know if I need them for. You only have 4 levels. You only have 4. And both of them are practically the same. Oh.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
Hearts. Six good. Much. I know they're about the same. Gentle Shame. That was a thing.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
That's interesting. My recent trip to Whitechapel proved to me how desperate the situation is for London. How they must all cope with the threat at the best way they can. Cause and effect seem irredeemably intertwined. Dorothy Crane chose to steal and blackmail to gather enough money to illegally heal the poor, but I also saw her desperately trying to save a dying patient in a rudimentary dispensary. In the end, we both failed saving the poor man, but I am now convinced that the Spanish flu must be linked to the vampire epidemic. For my analysis of Razvan's blood revealed the same highly unstable blood I have already observed on William Bishop. I should report all these events to Dr. Swansea and ask for his medical and vampiric. I'm actually going to level up and leave it here for tonight. Oh, bye bye!